Yeah?
My presence known.
Yes.
I just need to get a microphone for her neck.
Yeah.
So she could always be recording with us.
Just has meow here and there.
And I mean, she got a couple mails in last time.
So this morning, coincidentally, we have this like morning battle of when she gets fed and
Oh, yeah, sure.
she knows how much to push my buttons and what she can get away with.
Yeah.
And like every once in a while she gets out of line. So she had been getting out of line a little more recently.
Yeah.
And obviously like Ashley's gone and so there's like the changes in the house. But this morning she was making the most cutest, softest, like instead of like meowing heavily, she would just be like and like see if I got a rise out of me. She would do it just as much. But it was like so fucking cute. But she's also one of those assholes that like as soon as I try to like photograph or videotape, she would stop, you know.
Well,
but it was like I had never heard a cat make these noises.
And Carrie just turns in the opposite direction. If
They
you're
know.
the photo.
They know. Stealing your soul.
Yeah. Well, they just know we're trying to exploit them for their adorableness. People like literally make money off of YouTube and Instagram from their pets. Yeah. Do you want me to whore you out like that?
She's like, please do. This tail's a wagon.
Did they feed you yet?
And now, live from the kitchen table of a one-bedroom apartment in Santa Barbara, it's the Great Highdeas Podcast!
Who's they?
The eponymous they. Did I say that right?
Eponymous?
Eponymous? You know, like the
royal
all saying they, or all being they. I think it's eponymous.
That
Eponymous?
sounds right to me. I don't even know what that word means.
If you don't know, now you know.
Epinias.
It's like EPO something else.
Epi.
Eponymous, eponymous, epionymous. Do you want to sit down or do you want me to get you like a Britney Spears headphones?
I don't know. I thought we were going to go outside and have a cigarette or something.
No, we're already recording, bitch.
Oh, we are.
I learned that lesson last time.
Yeah,
Always
we should
be
just
recording.
Yeah, ABC, dude.
As long as you're Johnny on the spot for watching when it cuts out, like I will always keep recording, but I'm gonna need you on that one because my attention span.
So when it does cut out and you're listening to the playback, because the signal just goes huge? Is it just like noise?
That is essentially, I think a glitch. There's no noise; it just dies. It's quiet.
Stops.
Yeah, and luckily it just knock wood.
Do you think that it's a memory thing?
I think 100% it's the memory. I think this computer hasn't been defragmented because people say that Macs don't need to be defragmented, but we used to use a program called Disk Warrior. Shout out to that company to defragment our Macs at Streamline, and I had it for this computer specifically, but I don't know where it is. It was like a bootable thumb drive.
Well, defragmentation.
And so but I could graph it to see like how fucked up it is. And there's literally like out of the spectrum from left to right of, my computer, it's supposed to be like a gradient. That's just how they visualize it. There is like, if it was 12 inches long, there's like inch gaps of just nothingness. Like
Really?
There's very obvious, like, I don't want to say corruptions because I did all my verifications of my disks and stuff. I think it's just been used so much and files been moved around so much. It could use you could vacuum the floor for the first time in 7 weeks.
Man. Put them all in the front. I don't know. I've never really fucked around with Macs.
Dude, they're so easy. That's why I love them.
Yeah.
They're like Toyota Tacoma. Like, they're built well to last. They work well, but like they're very simple when you need to fix them. The hardest part is getting underneath, like opening them up.
That's what I was mostly talking about.
That's very off-putting. But once you open it up, it's very easy to do stuff. Like I
had to buy some special
tools
tools for a couple we had at work.
Oh.
I think one was like a very expensive MacBook Pro that I don't even remember what we used it for, but it was the only one that had like whatever the expensive video editing software was.
Mm-hmm.
So we used it for all of our
Yeah.
I won't get into it, but graphic.
No, I mean, like,
videos.
I've done graphic shit for who knows how long now. And I've either worked on a MacBook Pro or an iMac.
Yeah.
And iMacs are great.
Well, you said the one that you have in there is that what you used before?
That was probably like,
or was that
the computer I was using when
like
I
the
left
one you had at work?
when I left Streamline in 2009. Okay. That's probably the exact computer I was
So
using.
they didn't let you take it with you. That'd be sweet.
I wish, man.
Why not?
I don't know.
They're not going to know where you live.
Would have been a nice parting gift. Fuck
yeah,
a watch.
Yeah,
just let me keep my computer.
Yeah.
That would be like pretty kind of a cool idea. It's just like, yeah, no, do you like this
If
computer?
you take this computer, you accept never to file a lawsuit against us.
Yeah.
Like, all right, fine, dick.
I'd be like, I already got my shit saved on here because I've worked here for long enough anyways. Like, might as well just take it home.
I feel like, especially if you're a new person coming in and someone else has their computer all tricked out, I'd rather just have a fresh one.
Well, absolutely.
You know?
But then you're like, what do you trick yours out with? You know, you like do your own version.
This is a good idea. I'd like the idea of, you sign on, you get a set of, like, what about construction guys? Do you have your own tools, or do you
Move the mic a little closer to you, real quick.
the mic?
Just however, just get it closer to the microphone.
How's that?
A little better.
A little better?
I think I'm just generally more boisterous than you. I start off with us at the same levels, but go for it.
How about now?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
I'm still gonna turn you up a little bit. You and your baby bird esophagus. I've been snorting a lot lately. I don't know why.
Baby bird esophagus? Yeah. Jesus.
Dude, it's been so great. We have a nest of baby birds right here in the shrubbery behind it.
Solid.
They wake up at 7 in the
What
morning.
kind,
It's the best alarm ever.
Are they the small guys or the big
Probably
dogs?
fucking crows knowing this.
We had a crow nest in front of our house, and I feel like the crows know who I am because of Faisal.
The crows know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know the story about the
Dude,
crows, right?
just like the squirrels in Rick and Morty, like the crows know.
It's very, very true. Because we moved across town, and then they found him, and then there was a fucking 2 murders of crows, not just one. Like 2 different
It was
rival.
a double murder.
There was 2 different rival crow gangs, and they both had beef with him, and then they talked it out. It was like fucking West Side Story, and they did like a crow dance, and then they started.
Especially with Faisal.
Oh, dude, he hated the crows.
West Side Story, 100%.
They dive bombed the trash can out front of his window.
Just to make noise.
I would argue because all those idiots never put the lid on, but that's neither here nor there. And so it happened to be right out front of his window, and I would be able to sleep through a fucking train wreck, but the poor guy get up at 6, have a cigarette and deal with the fucking emergency phone. And he was just, and the crows became like a cathartic enemy for him.
I was gonna say like a nemesis.
Yeah. And he didn't know that was an unwinnable battle, and that like crows are smart as shit. And so
That's what an enemy or a nemesis is. Like, you can't actually beat them.
You can't.
No, that's the point, is that you can't.
He did a good job, though. Like, he would go out there and harass him. He was violent. We didn't kill him. We could have just killed him, but we didn't kill him. And they kept the parrots away, which is nice.
Absolutely.
So,
crows in mass will keep everything else away.
It was good.
Like, everything. You won't find any mice.
Yeah.
Any big bugs. Like, the crows.
They're smart as shit, but the craziest, it was a moment of recognition. I saw a crow stop, turn around, and fly back towards us, and then land and look at him.
It's like, is this Faisal?
It's like, that's him.
And
then he just started cawing as loud as he could, and all of a sudden, it was like out of the fucking that movie. What's the guy's name? Kubrick or something? I can't remember.
The Birds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hitchcock.
Or Batman Begins, when he calls all the bats.
Oh, the bats.
But no, dude, you're right. They are so smart.
So I'm hoping that they recognize me as an ally.
You're a Crow Lives Matter
Fuck yeah, dude.
figure in their community.
That's a shirt we should make.
Crow Lives Matter. So we have a great shirt that we're about to make at Llama Dog.
Oh, really?
Sanctioned by our boss, designed by me and Aaron. One of the things with COVID, working in the service industry, is the only thing really is like, hey, can you put your mask on when you do this?
Oh.
And so we're constantly
to customers
having to remind people, like, put your mask on, or we can't do it this way, or you can't go there. And everybody's response is, yeah, but I was just, and then fill in the blanks. Yeah, but I was just going to put it on. Yeah, but I was just looking for the bathroom. Yeah, but I was...
No one just says okay?
No, exactly. So we want to make a shirt that just says, yeah, but I was just ... And then literally wear them while working. Pete was super into it. Pete was like 3 beers deep, though, so I'll have to ask him when he's sober.
Well,
shout out, Pete. But it's one of those things where I was like, it'd be so genius because, like, the next time you ask someone and they say it, you just literally just stare them in the eyes and point at your shirt. And then they hopefully laugh and go, okay, I get it now. Like, something that's kind of funny
4
and a
beers
little bit
deep,
fuck
they
you,
might
but
not
also
read.
just like, we're in this together. Like, you feel me?
Oh, yeah. What? Well, God, I mean.
But then on the back, to be assholes, it's just going to say, I can't read signs. Just because we have to put signs everywhere for everything, and nobody reads them.
I don't want to read.
No. Reading is tough. Apparently, COVID affects reading.
a lot of the interesting things that I find myself doing, like when I go to a bar, for example, your spot, I'll read the entire incredible, 1080p plasma screen TV you have as all there. I was like, I don't know, man. What do you have? Like, that's just, I don't know. That's just a delay tactic. Because mostly I don't know what a lot of the words mean. And I'm just like, oh, number 14. And that's what I'll say. Number 14. Yeah. Is that like going to make me shit my pants, or is it going to be really, really good? Usually you just tell me.
If you ordered beer like that, like, hey, man, is this one going to make me shit my pants, or is it going to be really, really good? Bartenders across the world would fucking love you and probably never let you pay for a drink.
Okay.
Because they'd be like, wait, what? Like, honestly, man, that one that you ordered will make you shit your pants, but it's also worth it. Like, please get it. What is your name, sir? We don't have a regulars club yet, but you're the first member. Like, genuinely, that would just surprise the shit out of someone.
We should they have, what do they call it? Like not a vending machine, but maybe it is a vending machine. Yeah, it's a vending machine. Okay. But they have them for shoes in Vegas for girls wearing heels. You can buy these rolled up flip-flops. And I've yet to see a men's spare underwear dispenser in men's rooms. In the men's rooms, because like condoms are one thing. Like that's a rare. Here's the thing. Like, underwear is probably like every night.
No, but also here's why you don't need it, is because even if it's like you shart yourself or shit your pants, like need new underwear, you just throw it in the trash and then you just free ball to wherever you need to go. I would even imagine like some of those men are not even taking their pants off. They are just ripping their underwear off to get it off of them as quick as possible.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's a very novel idea. I don't think it's a great idea. But I do see the need for it in certain circumstances. Like if you're at a wedding, maybe.
Well, it doesn't matter where the vending machine is. Maybe
say if you had white slacks like at a wedding.
Yeah.
Now I just have this image of somebody incredible walking.
Oh, hell yeah.
They're shitty underwear.
Yeah.
Yes. This is why we do this. You will never be able to unsee it now, too.
Well.
But, I as someone who's done it twice since 2014, dude, it's just, it just goes in the trash, and I just freeball it.
Yeah, so I had to buy a bunch of new underwear because everything was holy.
Well, dude, holy's good, right?
Yeah, I'm protected by a God on high.
Yeah, your cock is cock blocked by the religious,
praise
or
the Lord.
Of a benevolent God.
Could be whatever Joe Rogan believes in.
Is that what he believes in? Wouldn't it be funny if Joe Rogan got so progressive that he actually started believing in a single deity?
Oh my God, he's like, it's a full
maybe not
reversal.
Like the original one that we all know, but like if he became like super religious.
All I know is I saw Joe Rogan go on to Tough Crowd with Colin Quinn, and he was like young and an asshole. It was right same time as Fear Factor.
Yeah,
it was hilarious,
dude.
And he sounded exactly the same, and he was talking about, I don't know, legalizing all drugs or something normal. And I want to say like it was when President Bush was like about to be reelected, and so it was like
2005,
it was like a
something
fucking
like that.
time capsule. I was like, holy shit,
dude! If anybody, we need to look this in the eyes. Like, podcasting apparently ages you 1,000 years because
does it?
Joe Rogan, before he started his podcast, was like a still had hair New Yorker shit talking like badass. And then he started this podcast, and everybody started noticing from there. And it was like, dude, you're like almost 50 and you're bald now.
No, that's literally like taking a photograph of yourself every day and letting people see it.
I was trying to make a joke, dude. Apparently, it was a terrible joke.
I think he started doing testosterone.
I don't think he needed to.
I don't think he did either, but I think that fucked him up.
We should call him. Do you want to call him real quick and ask him?
Yeah, let's call him.
All right.
That guy's a dick.
He's not.
I've never met him.
Dude, he seems like a completely Californianized New Yorker.
Is he from New York?
He's from Boston, I think.
No way.
But like, he's very much still just like wifey number 2. You know, like a cunty asshole.
Yeah.
But they do it with such honesty and endearment that it's not that they just want to get this conversation over as quick as possible. You know, it's very much like, let's get this done and on to our day. But he's been very much Californianized. But yeah, dude, he's also like a kickboxer, man. Like
that's what I was thinking.
He's probably a violent motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever do any martial arts?
No. I honestly, still to this day, I'm not interested.
What about
skated.
What about dancing?
I did so I'm saying I skated and did soccer and shit. Like, I had the same level of, like interest and physicality, but
yeah.
No, man.
I never did any fighting either. I guess
honestly,
wrestling counts.
For me, martial arts, it was as a little kid who was like a smart little kid, but into like different things. I was like, dude, I don't want to like stand with 30 people in the same outfit and do the same thing over and over again. Like that just doesn't look fun. You know?
My entire understanding of martial arts was Karate Kid.
Really?
And I was like, if Elizabeth Shue's involved, I'll think about it.
I don't know, man. She's probably not doing karate anymore.
Nah, dude, she's got to be 60.
I want to say she's like 50. She was in most recently that I remember Hamlet 2 with Steve Coogan.
Oh, you know what she was in? She was in the Boys.
She was in The Boys. That's right. She got laser faced at the end.
She got laser faced at the end. Yeah. Not to spoil it for anybody.
Nah, fuck that. This is if you listen to us, there's spoilers everywhere. We are old men and we watch everything as soon as it comes out because we're literally like waiting for something new to watch.
I really enjoy the main guys. Like I don't know if he's the main guy, but he was the guard, like the gatekeeper guy in the Thor 2.
Oh yeah, Carl Urban. No,
that's the guy's name.
He's in the Star Trek movies too.
That's right. He's fucking Scotty.
Yep.
Holy shit.
Not Scotty. He's Bones.
He's a doctor.
Yep. And then he played Dredd in the remake of Dredd, which was
really
great.
Dude, I hope they make a Dredd too.
I doubt it. And he was in the fucking Lord of the Rings movies.
Lord of the Rings.
Carl
he was
Urban's a bad
Faramir, whatever.
Yeah.
I think he's got some cash, and he's doing what he wants.
I think that he doesn't even need cash. He's a very handsome dude, very well spoken, picks good roles. He probably has like a place like mine and just eats out every night.
Have you seen the Red Man MTV Cribs?
What's that? Oh God, that was one of the best things ever.
Oh yeah.
I was like, wow, you lived in the same place I lived in on El Greco
yes,
in Ala Vista.
Exactly.
The Xbox is still in the same place.
Yeah, there's a guy passed out on the floor.
Yeah.
Why not? I mean, I guess you could Elon Musk it just never own anything anymore, just rent.
I mean,
hey, landlord, my fucking plumbing's broken. Come over and fix it.
Yeah, my fridge broke. I felt so bad. I think I might have already told you guys this, but like, their fridge has been leaking. It's not that it broke, but it's been leaking
upstairs.
And they were worried about fucking up the floor, which it did a little bit. They tore out a little part of the floor. And then they went back and forth about. Sorry, guys, I'm telling this. I'll keep it short. But like, they went back and forth about like, do we just do the whole floor before we put the fridge back in?
I think we talked about it last time.
Ultimately, they just like bought a new fridge and just said fuck it with the floor.
Yeah.
But it was funny because we've had problems with our fridge. It's never been bad, but it never gets cold enough to really keep vegetables.
Oh, really?
It's small, and it's just, like, dude, literally, it's an old model. The light burnt out, and we can't find, like, all of us adults who know how to use the internet and call places, like, we cannot find a new bulb. So we're just like, okay. So I was, like, teasing Ashley. I was like,
what's
dude,
the wattage you can do?
They're getting a new fridge upstairs, so I, like, tried to piggyback this shit. Like, it was just a joke. And then my fridge broke the next day, and I laughed and cried at the same time because it's like my friends just dropped a bunch of money on a new fridge, and now they have to do it again for me. Like, I was so nervous to tell them. I felt so bad. But it also was kind of fucking hilarious. It was so goddamn funny.
I feel like the potential cost of the damage that it could do if it does fail properly is much more than a new one.
Oh, well, here's the best part. And
saves energy to get the new efficient
They don't know
ones.
this because I was very smart and patient. Like 2 days after they ordered the new fridge, this one started working again. Like I hadn't unplugged it, and I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" Like, no way. And then it immediately died again. And I was like, "Oh, thank God." So like, dude, how awful would that be? Like, oh, I don't know what happened. Like, it wasn't anything I did, but it just somehow like revived itself. But yeah, no, it was like a fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, you're an asshole.
I mean, it's got to be. I mean, I like the old ones because they're simple. There's no fucking touch screens and like whatever bullshit. It's like a car, like the old your truck.
Do you know what I miss? Sorry, continue. It is.
Just like the old fridge. Like it's probably the compressor or like a fucking fuse.
Yeah,
that's
it's not a lot to it.
No.
Yeah.
Or this fucking ice block in the goddamn drain. Like that was for us. Like the whole thing just started leaking and sweating and being weird. And we opened up the back panel, took it all apart, and it was just fucking frozen solid. And so it had been just like trying to, I'm trying to think of a good analogy, but it's like we needed to like get the fucking hairdryer out.
Yeah, exactly.
And melt everything.
We have to do that on Llama Dog. So the cooling unit underneath where we keep all the kegs that feed the tap lines, like the active kegs. God. There's a couple devices that like once a year we have to basically turn it off and melt the ice off of it because for whatever reason, ice on electronics or mechanical things impedes them. Doesn't always kill them completely. In our case, it just makes the temperature go up by 10 degrees, which is a big deal in our line of work.
Yeah.
But it's funny because it's like as soon as you get the ice off, it works fine again. So
unplug it, plug it back in. Works for everything. Did you ever build like a water cooled computer?
No. I never built a computer.
Oh, really? Oh, never mind then.
No.
Okay.
Dude, if I wanted to be like an electronic engineer, I would have been from like age 7.
That's kind of like Legos.
I like playing with things that people make, but when it comes to things like electronics, my dad was a brilliant electric engineer, and I could have gotten into that. I had no interest. I a little bit regret it now. Just as an adult, you want to know as much as you want or as you can.
Well, fuck, dude.
But like honestly, man, like no interest in that shit. It's really weird.
I didn't expect shit. We're gonna have digital beer soon, and you're gonna like know how to log in and not drink it. It's gonna be fucking terrible.
Digital beer.
Yeah.
So speaking of fridges, because obviously like we can't just talk about our weeks without making it somewhat like interesting to the people out there.
No, I forgot.
Right?
Yeah.
We do have to actually be interesting once in a while.
Okay.
I mean, it's fair enough.
Only if you want.
I mean, I feel like we owe it to certain people, especially
what's
Yellow
an
Kitty.
Interesting topic.
So but as far as fridges, having to deal with getting a new fridge. Remember, like your rich friend in Fair Oaks or whoever in high school that their parents had the freezer that you open like a goddamn coffin.
Oh
and
yeah,
it was like filled with stuff.
Oh yeah.
So we need to figure out a way to incorporate that kind of refrigerator technology with like just your countertops in your kitchen.
Oh yeah.
And so like maybe not like a huge thing, but have certain things that are refrigerated, and you just you literally lift up your granite thing like at a hinge. There's the food you need, and then close it back and go about your day.
I mean,
you gotta be brilliant because you gotta still have space for drawers below.
Yeah.
You would just have multiple areas where it did it for very specific things, and then you can control the temperature on them. Like this is for the veggies, this is for the cheese, this is for I just feel like it'd be really smart play.
I think there's a couple breakthroughs recently about vacuum molding stuff like the Yeti coolers.
Okay.
And shit like that, where all of a sudden you can do a much smaller form factor and achieve that kind of cooling. Like we had a 500-gallon -80 like medical freezer for like storing all kinds of crazy bones.
Cool.
And we sold it to an ice cream guy
because he's a genius, and that's the best thing that he
could have found.
Like
$200. Yeah. Like we bought it for maybe $800. Resupply. There was some somewhere went out of business kind of thing. But you could fit a whole human body or two in there, and like it was big. And so like this guy was just like, holy shit, it was literally the exact dimensions of every one of those 5-gallon ice cream things. They have
perfectly
31 flavors, and it would just be like 12 by 3, the whole thing,
dude.
So you get
sick.
It was like, okay, 36 flavors, fucking A. And we didn't mention, what we stored in there at all.
Yeah, because you don't need to.
No, and we, bleached it, sterilized it, disinfected it.
Mm-hmm.
We never put any kind of biologically hazardous stuff in there, but
no,
it didn't smell good.
I mean, it's no different than putting steaks in there.
But that thing was a fucking diesel beast. But you can do that today. I mean, have you seen the Lazy Boys that they have now? They have a Lazy Boy that just opens up, and there's a fucking it's like chilled glass container and a fucking cocktail
I had one
bar.
of those in 2004 when I moved in with Terrence and Andrew.
Legit.
My uncle always had like the Lazy Boy, and he would get a new one each year. He's a retired Captain Sheriff.
Oh,
badass.
hell yeah.
Like big house, loves sports, drinks all the best beer, but is retired at 70. And so he would literally like pawn off his Lazy Boy it was probably about every other year to people in the family. And I got one in 2004 that had a cooler that would fit 3 beers, like up to a tall boy, in a row in the arm, and then the other one had like a plastic thing where you put the remotes.
Nice.
But dude, I think you just helped me out much larger than you realize.
How?
Plastic molding or just vacuum molding, like making molds in general is very curious to me.
It's changed a lot.
And especially with just technology, like as you said, if it has, like that would be an industry I'd actually be really
I think the number
interested in getting into.
The number one cost limiting factor is the dye. So
fair enough.
What's really cool is you can now 3D print something, submerge it in some kind of, pseudo plastic, wax type substance. So you basically, you can build your model using a computer, print it, and then you dip this into a fucking tank of goo, let it solidify, and then you just cut the whole thing in half. And then you peel, the remainder off, and you can actually make these really complicated molds now for cheap as shit because you don't have to make it out of steel and use like a lathe and like
absolutely
a fucking guy that's been doing it for 50 years like knows how to like just cut steel properly. I think a die costs you like 150 grand, and then it'll last for 2 million.
Yeah.
And so what they'll do often in like China and other places, they'll just make one, and then you can get like 75 fucking beach chairs. Like they have all these pallets.
Sure.
There's one tanker. They load up like, all right, all we got to do is sell like all 1 million of these and we're good.
But like from my perspective, like I can screen print in a factory like I did for years, or I can spend $7 and build a screen at home with a couple of hinges and still get the same effect. Like if molding is getting to the point where it's like that kind of an industry, like.
Well, I'm wondering if you even need a mold.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Even you said small stuff, like it'd be cool to make small molds of things. I have no use of or no idea of what it would be, but just the idea of knowing how to fabricate any shape with specific materials.
The vacuum part's difficult because how do you get the air out
with a vacuum?
Yeah, but it's different. They've come up with so even with a pump.
On a small scale, you use an air compressor. That's how you make like wax and stuff with weed.
Yeah, but for like the Yeti, there's a proprietary method to make that doer perfect.
For sure.
Right? Like the glass ones, the glass ones are interesting because glass doesn't flex very much. So anytime we would do like a vapor deposition or anything like that, like the vacuum, you'd have to sit there for like a couple hours to get it down to something close to low orbit.
Gotcha.
And like I think they figured out a way to like actually kind of like grow it somehow. I don't know, like when it dries it like expands and creates an even better vacuum, so there's no possible way to transfer the heat through the thing. That's why you can like that thing, even the whatever that Carvana fucking koozie, like that's molded. That's not even like unless they put the whole thing in a vacuum and do it like NASA or some shit. I don't know, but who has access to that? I don't know. I think if you could build like a little fucking 3D printer like the size of this thing that just makes you like vacuum koozies, like number one, you only need 2 for forever, and you have to so suddenly if you're gonna sell it, like what do you think about? How much do you charge for it? Like I don't know. I would just say like what if you put in raw materials on one side and you get money out the other? I don't know. It's a good idea.
Will you make me a 18 by 18 cube?
Sure.
That I could 3D print like roughly maybe like 10 by 10 cube of casts that I can then use to mold stuff from?
Can
that be your next project?
I think we should just build one big robot that builds other smaller robots that all have their own.
We've been watching
ideas.
Too much Rick and Morty like recently. Yellow Kitty, will you remind me at the end of this episode specifically, but just going forward, to tag on a little thing at the end being like, Alex said this word. This is what this means.
What did I use?
Alex's sentences here were over Greg's head, and now we're going to tell you what he was really saying. Like, we need a little, like, what's it called? Footnotes for some of low orbit. You weren't even talking about planets.
Well, you.
And I'm over here like, yeah, I got it. Like, completely lying.
Well, how the air's thinner when you get on. You
speak very well in scientific terms, by the way.
You climb up a mountain, the air pressure goes down because you're at a higher altitude.
Okay, but that's a lower orbit.
Yeah, that's a very low orbit. Like top of Everest is a very, very low orbit. Like a lot of planes fly above orbit. Why are you hiding? Where are you going? Away? That should be.
I think Yellow Kitty's trying to smoke a J without us.
Yeah, what kind of fucking sneaky shit is that?
We've only been doing this for 862 measures. I forgot to set it to time, but you can't throw in the towel yet.
No, we're not done, are we?
No, I'm just teasing her. Yeah, so apparently no banging the table.
Stop banging the table. Stop bumping the table.
I told you. Stop bumping the table.
We've gotten better at hiding it, but we're still suffering the same technical difficulties as episode 1. We just figured out that we don't have to use the phone in the second half. You did stuff, and I had to hit that like 4 times. So
yeah, I'm done too.
Yeah,
I was trying to remember the first episode. Where do you save these, on your big computer or on this one?
They're on this one. They just need to basically be exported.
Okay.
Yeah, and I have to show you. I should do it right. No, I don't want to fuck with that. I'll show you later. Like the logo, at least the rough draft first version, like the punk
You
rock
sent me a
version.
picture of it.
No, but like
You have more of it.
So like, I will make it better, but it's enough for me to like finally get like a YouTube page where I could like have a logo or like a background for when they play it, you know. So we've got all that. It's just
cool.
Essentially, I think what I'm going to do is possibly combine parts of the first episode with the second episode to just make like one better, longer one.
Okay.
And then you could do like, oh, here's like the, you know, the bonus material for episode 1, and then just put like the phone recording shit after the fact.
Oh, I see.
It sounds way different.
Oh, it does.
It obviously it's a phone versus 2 really nice mics and a recording setup.
That makes sense.
And it's a really good conversation, but it's very noticeably different. And I was toying with a fuck ton of ideas of like how to still do it, but I think what we should do is combine like 1 and 2, and then just release that little part as like this is the rest of the Lego conversation.
Oh my God.
Because it's like 25 minutes of Legos. Obviously, it's amazing. And the best part about the phone is Yellow Kitty is actually like on the mic as much as we are.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Cool.
last time that'll ever happen, by the way.
Special guest.
Yep. But yeah, dude, I'm excited.
That's the last.
This is
time
literally
that'll
something
happen.
that like. No, thank you for laughing. Finally.
Well, it just takes a little while to process with this Luponic Distortion, sponsored by
Firestone.
fucking A.
Firestone. Actually, we gave Firestone money to have them be the sponsor tonight.
Yeah, we did.
I want to say it was about $9.99 before tax.
Yeah, it's
At
too
the
bad.
Mitchell Terena corner store. Shout out, guys. You deserve the love.
Mitchell Terena corner store.
Facility twice.
Yep.
Actually 4 times this weekend.
So that's how we do our sponsors. Whatever we paid for while we're filming this, I think there's a legal precedent that we can call them a sponsor. If
So
we
technically,
pay for it.
technically everything's an experience. So
Yeah, we're reviewing
And-
it live.
and we're licensing that experience by paying the CRV on this motherfucking bottle.
I will also say that we're drinking it because it's very good.
Yeah, it's tasty.
Luponic is the most reliable IPA.
I get that. Well, that's an interesting thing. How do you decide?
It is literally the most reliable because there's nights where it feels so smooth and there's nights where it feels super bitter. It depends on how dehydrated you are. I think I figured it out. But it's mostly just like whatever you want it to be. Luponic will
Is
distort
that-
you to that level.
That's awesome.
And I think it's a genius name. I think it's genius how they did the different versions of it. Like I didn't really have any love for Firestone. No hate, but like no real like excitement for Firestone other than their sours, which were just phenomenal, and their cuvee like dark beer blends, which I just don't drink a lot.
What's Luponic mean?
But I don't know.
Isn't that like a type of like a class of like a genus of animal?
Maybe it's
Like
wolf.
lupine?
Yeah, wolf.
Wolf?
It's a wolfic distortion.
Holy shit.
La Pac de Loup. Did you ever see Brotherhood of the Wolf?
No.
You never seen like the late 90s, possibly early 2000s French movie Brotherhood of the Wolf?
Maybe.
We'll be right back, guys.
I don't know.
Dude.
I think I might have.
But yeah, it's La Pac de Loup. So I think Luponic, if anything, is if it's going to be an animal, it's got to be a wolf. Should we look it up? We look up what Luponic is? Yellow Kitty. Do you want to put a guess in?
I don't know. Would you conjugate lupine that way? What would that be like? The future past tense?
I think with beer you could make up your own
Luponic?
words though too.
Maybe it's
you
like a verb or like an adverb.
ick.
It could be an adjective. It's luponic.
It's manic. It's
Mania, manic, right? Luponic, lupine.
what are
of
other
the lupine? I don't
IC-ing
know.
words? Lyric. No,
Basic.
Basic. Help us out, guys.
I don't know.
The name refers to lupulin, the pungent resin that gives hops bitter and aromatic qualities.
Oh,
Even better.
lanolin. Lanolin.
Lanolin.
Lanolin.
Lupulin or something like that.
It's a hop aroma.
It's the pungent resin that gives hops bitter and aromatic qualities.
Dude,
The logo makes a little
this
more
literally
sense.
means hop resin. It's a great idea.
It's a great idea.
Yeah. Cheers to you, Firestone. Thanks for being our sponsor tonight. The Great Highdeas Podcast, brought to you by Luponic Distortion. We're flavor through hops.
This one
as
was
they
made
say.
on. There's no number.
They're not that fancy.
Oh well.
As a printer, that's a huge added cost. At the level that they're printing beer labels and the amount that they're bottling, like no one's trying to stamp the date and time on these motherfuckers.
I bet you it was on the cap.
I bet you even if it's not, who cares?
I wanted to shout out to whoever made it that day.
We should probably also open the next one because it looks like you're empty too.
Thanks.
Let's figure this out right now. I'll get us some caps. Anything else? You good?
I'm good, thanks.
Do you want Lagunitas or do you want another one of these?
Whatever you like.
I mean, these are the sponsor tonight, right?
They are the sponsor tonight.
Actually, can I do another one of these Blue Moon things?
There isn't one.
Or whatever.
You got 3 Lagunitas and 2 Coors. Remember?
I wasn't listening.
You didn't need to.
Of course.
Okay.
Thanks. It still says preheat, so I can go a little more time.
It displays.
There's a little light that's on when it's preheating.
Then it turns off when it's done.
Like, I forgot what it's like to have a modern stove with like a screen on it. Thank goodness.
That's true. I never really know what's going on with that. It's O'Keefe and Merritt, I think, is the name of the stove.
I'm so high. I have literally no idea what's going on right now.
We were talking about
what the fuck
ovens.
are you guys talking about?
Stoves, ovens.
Oh.
Yeah.
I leave for 10 seconds. And
We
you
were
guys are talking about stoves and ovens.
Dude, check the
We
time.
were
It's been
talking
2
about
hours.
How your oven has a preheat light, and I was marveling at the modern technology that you have, as I have not had any.
stoves in a heartbeat. Especially with the new fridge that I have coming in, it would match your guys'
What?
like old school stove perfectly. I literally put away the bottle opener without using it. Oh man, I'm so high I don't even know what's going on.
Oh no, no.
Hey, there we go.
You're the worst character ever.
All right, throw me that cat. Let's see if there's a date on there. Damn it.
Exactly.
That's too bad.
What does it say?
Mine says lions, bears, and beer.
Same. Did we say that right?
Lions,
The, marketing
bears, and
department
beer.
guys?
Oh my.
Lions and bears and beer. It's a chant.
You did that very well. I couldn't do that right now.
Or you could do it slow like your gladiator. Lions! Bears! And beer! You could do it Batman style too. Lions.
Where is she?
Where is she?
That's not even the right quote. That's not even in the movie. It's hilarious that's. I think it was from the movie Neighbors that they were joking around with that.
I think you're right.
It's a great movie, by the way. Shout out to Zac Efron and Seth Rogen for that beautiful scene. But dude,
Whatever.
it happens. Oh man, 100% completely forgot.
Well, whoever brewed it, whatever date it was brewed, shout out. It's probably the same people no matter what.
Beer like that, especially being, what is it, like almost built in or Paso or something?
I don't know.
In between there, roughly.
I got some mustard there once.
They're pretty fresh.
Fucking good.
Mustard?
Oh yeah.
Firestone mustard?
Oh dude, whatever they sold at the brewery, it was like back when you had like pretzels and shit you could get. It was rad.
Hell yeah.
It's really good. It's like spicy brown. Oh, it's the best for barbecuing. But yeah.
I fucking hate mustard so much.
Oh really?
But when it is used well and people have recipes and I trust them and they put it in them, I go for it, and mustard is baller. When it's used sparingly and it's not just like on a hot dog.
No.
I grew up where it was just like some people like just mustard on a hot dog, but like a little bit of mustard goes a long way. Too much mustard and I will throw my food at you.
Okay.
How do you feel about like deviled eggs?
Hate them. Hate deviled eggs.
Okay.
I can make a really good deviled egg. I once made a relish deviled egg that was chocolate covered for an old employee's birthday. And He loved them and then immediately got sick.
That's
a very true story.
Covered?
I jokingly said, dude, for your birthday, I'm going to make deviled eggs with like sweet relish and then like chocolate dip them like a strawberry. And he went, fuck yeah. And I went, no way. And he's like, yeah, dude, I'll eat the shit out of that. And I went, I know what I'm making tonight.
Oh, my
and like, you tell me like you're going to do
God.
this weird idea that I had.
Well,
and whether or not he actually enjoyed it, he convinced me that he liked the flavor, and he convinced me the stomachache he had afterwards was worth it because they were delicious. But also, fuck that. It's a horrible thing to do to a human.
that's like a weird
I can
cleanse.
see why he hated me literally for the rest of my life.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Well,
Jesus hates me.
He asked you to do it to him.
Careful what you wish for, right?
I don't know. I mean, he specifically ordered it.
No, I dared him with it, and he stepped up, and then I had to step up, and then he stepped up again, and I just felt bad. Happens from time to time.
No, cheers, bro.
Yep. And there you have it. We think that's as good a place as any to call it. Thank you for listening. This has been the Great Highdeas Podcast. Follow us on YouTube, SoundCloud. Like and subscribe if that's something people still do. But either way, until next time, take care of yourselves. And here we are again, round 3 of the Great Highdeas podcast radio hour, with a fresh new cut called Lawyer Up by The Devil Is Handsome. Good night, bitches.
Let's go. This guy does Officer. My man. Just like shoving shit in your ass, you fucking pervert! You're lawyering up, man.